Door installation. We've cut all our shims, we've cut all our blocks, we've got everything ready to go. We talked a couple videos back, we talked about we adjusted these shims so they were working. Now we had to build it out so this door would drop center of that opening so that the door would sit where it's supposed to be. We decided that we need to go with 5/16 inch shims sitting on top of these. I went ahead and got those. I have them made right here. I'm going to take it and I'm going to shoot them up with my nail gun. I'm going to take them and just stack them right on top of here, put them up there with my nail gun. I'll shoot everything in place. I'll take the oscillating tool and I'll cut the shims out before I try to set the door. So I'm going to take the nail gun. I've got this nail gun. This one obviously has a bunch of paint on it from last year. I've got it hooked up to the compressor that's outside. That you always take the compressor and you plug it in at its point. You don't ever put it into an extension cord because you will burn up the motor. So what we've got is we've got the nails here. I put 2.5 inch nails in. It's just nails. Want some information on the house. So we were talking about the nail gun. Again, this particular nail gun is a trim gun. You pull the lever here, you set it back, and this keeps the pressure on the nails to hold the nails in place, making sure that you put the nails in so they're properly installed. They slide out. This particular nail has some glue on it. It's a trim nail. I believe it's a 15 gauge, got a little bitty round head on it, so it'll have a lot of holding power. We typically use these for a thicker trim work. So I'm going to use it, I'm going to shoot this piece up and we're going to put it on top of the shims that are there now. Make sure you keep your finger off the trigger, just like the guns you've got at home or when you're hunting. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to use it. This particular gun, this depresses. It doesn't shoot until that depresses. Once it depresses, if you touch the trigger, it's going to go off. So I talked about I wanted to take these pieces here and put them on top of what's there now so that we can get this door exactly where we want it. I'm going to take this and we'll put it right on top, making sure that I'm using my safety glasses. Fudge. Good double shot. It happens. Not sure exactly what's going on with that, but for whatever reason it decided it wanted to double shoot. And we'll take another one down here. I'll fix that in a minute. Misfire for some reason. I'm going to take my nail on my hammer, fix that a little bit, and then we'll take the multi-tool. And we'll get these out of here. Get done. Take my multi-tool and I'll cut these back just a smidge behind the sheetrock. Make sure we're clear. It's not trash, y'all. These things will get used over and over and over until there's nothing left of it. So I've got it all prepped and ready to go. I can check one more time with my level, make sure everything's like it's supposed to be. Everything should be just fine. It is, it's plumb. Now I can take my door and I can set it in my hole. What I want to do, because this is a flat jam door, there's no way for it to stop. When we do a split jam door, we're slapping it together, it's pulling it together, everything's staying in place. So I need to put a piece of wood up here as a stop, so when I lean my door in, it'll keep it from going too far. I'm gonna put one at the top, I'm gonna put one at the bottom. I've already checked these openings to make sure everything was plumb here and here, so we should be good to go. So I'm gonna take this gun, and it's not shooting that well, and we'll shoot this up there temporarily just to hold it. Now we need to put another one down there at the bottom, but before I set that door in, you have to clean the trash out. Nobody else gonna do it for you. You gotta get it out. You don't want that door sitting down on any trash. because then it's not going to be sitting true to the floor. Now granted, some of this is going to be cut off at the bottom when we put different types of flooring in here, but don't take that for granted. So we're going to set our door in the opening now. After we put this piece in at the bottom to hold it where it needs to be, we'll shove it up against that side right there, and we'll take it from there. Again, being very careful to hold the door closed so that it's not moving a whole lot. This thing will have to come off before I can finish installing it. I'm going to break another blade on it.
Take the oscillating saw.
Once that thing's out of there, it gets to be pretty daggone flimsy. I'll set the door in the hole. It leans up against my stops back there in the back. And when I'm bumped up against here, I'm pretty daggone close to being straight up underneath my marks. So I'm happy with that. This is my center. That's my center. I'm good to go there. I'm bumping in all the way here. Now I have to deal with that hole up and down, making sure this opening here was good, right? So I'll come back in, put my shim underneath the bottom, making sure my bottom is tight. And I'm going to check my reveal across the top and see if it's good. Looks like I raised up just a smidge too much. I'll pull it back out a little bit. And check it again. And that look pretty daggone close. So I think that I'm good to go there. My door is sitting flush with my sheetrock here, which is the whole purpose of that thing in the back. Shooting flush here, sitting flush here. It'll be sitting flush down at the bottom. So at this point I can open up the door, go in and shoot through my shims. I want to shoot through the shims. I don't want to shoot anywhere else. I want to shoot through the shims. Hopefully the gun will behave. I've got one nail in it that pulls it up nice and snug there. Everything's sitting where it's supposed to be sitting here. I'm going to make sure it stays where it's supposed to be all the way down. And that side is installed. Now I can look at that and I can take my level on my hinges and it's going to read perfectly plumb, which is the way it should be. Now this side here is not fixed yet, so it still goes up and down, but I can adjust it ever so slightly if I want to get it exactly like it needs to be, using a shim up underneath it. If it needs to come up or down a little bit. Looks pretty daggone close right there. You gotta remember, the painters are gonna put paint on this thing, and that will make life a little difficult. So at this point, what we can do is now we've got this side shot up here. I'm going to take and I'm going to shim this like I want it. I'm going to move this over so that this line right here stays exactly the same. I want this line all the way. You see at the bottom it's kicked in a little bit. We'll fix that with our casing later on. So right now I want to make sure that this line right here stays the same, which is going to keep this the same. So I'm going to come in and I can do a couple different ways. I'm going to shoot a temporary nail in it just because. I can come right here and it'll hold it back for me. And then I've got something to kind of tap against when I want to. It holds it for me. I can put this in ever so slightly, bump it. Now I've got a nice even reveal here, which is what I want. And up and down is good to go. Now I can start looking at putting shims in. From there I'm going to shim, depending on what I can fit in here. I can fit a piece of 3/8 in there. I can fit a couple of these in there. I can take these and make my life easier if I can take this, and again, I want to come right about across from my shims, and I can take this, I can shim it out, get rid of this, and working that in and out as it sits right there, and I'm going to work this so that it matches up all the way down. That is my reveal. I want this reveal to be absolutely perfect all the way down. So right there is where I want it. It's got a good amount of opening to it. Maybe just a frog here more. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to shim through it. I'm going to shoot through it. Making sure that I'm staying in line with the face of the sheetrock. And I'll work my way down the door. So I think that's all the time we've got for this moment. And we will move on from here in the next video.